The Story of Prophet Musa, Moses Part 5. In this video, we will discuss the following titles: 1. The Pharaoh's reaction to Moses' victory. 2. Pharaoh's men spread rumors. 3. Pharaoh's men harm the believers. 4. Korah, his actions and destruction. 5. Korah, his actions and destruction, as mentioned in a Holy Quran. Let's get started with the story. The Pharaoh's reaction to Moses' victory. Moses and Aaron left, and Pharaoh returned to his palace. Pharaoh entered to his palace. Pharaoh was completely stupefied when he faced the two miracles. When Moses went out of his presence, his emotions changed from amazement and fear to violent rage. He quarreled with his ministers and men, reviled them bitterly for no reason, and commanded them to get out of his presence. When he was left alone, he tried to think more calmly. He drank several cups of wine, but his anger did not abate. Then he summoned all the ministers, leaders, and responsible men for a serious meeting. Pharaoh entered the meeting with a rigid face. It was obvious that he would never surrender easily. He had established a kingdom on the basis of his being a god worshipped by the Egyptian people. Now Moses came to destroy what he had built. Moses said that there was no Lord other than Allah in existence. This meant that Pharaoh was a liar. Pharaoh opened the session by throwing a sudden question at Haman. "Am I a liar, O Haman?" Haman fell to his knees in amazement and asked, "Who dared to accuse Pharaoh of lying?" Pharaoh said, "Has he, Moses, not said that there is a Lord in the heaven?" Haman answered, "Moses is lying." Turning his face to the other side, Pharaoh asserted impatiently, "I know he is a liar." Then he looked towards Haman and cried, "O Haman, build me a tower that I may arrive at the ways of the heavens, and I may look upon the Ilah, God of Moses, but verily, I think him to be a liar." Thus it was made fair seeming in Pharaoh's eyes the evil of his deeds, and he was hindered from the right path, and the plot of Pharaoh led to nothing but loss and destruction for him. H 40, 36-37 Quran. Pharaoh issued his royal command to erect a lofty tower, its height to reach the heavens. Pharaoh's command depended fundamentally upon Egyptian civilization and its fondness for building what Pharaoh wanted. However, he ignored the rules of engineering. In spite of this, Haman assented hypocritically, knowing that it was impossible to erect such a tower. He said that he would issue a command to build it immediately. "However, Your Majesty, let me object to Pharaoh for the first time. You will never find anyone in the heavens. There is no God but you." Pharaoh listened to a settled fact. Then he declared in the famous meeting his historic line, "O chiefs, I know not that you and Ilah, a god other than me." H 28-38 Quran. Pharaoh's men spread rumors. Pharaoh was absorbed in his new problem. A series of serious meetings began in his palace. He summoned those responsible for the army, the police, and, what we call today, his director of intelligence. He also summoned the ministers, princes, and priests. He called whoever had a powerful effect on the direction of events. Pharaoh asked his director of intelligence, "What do people say?" He said, "My men have spread among them that Moses won the contest because of a plot, and that a major magician had joined with him in this plan. The plot had been disclosed, and we believe an unknown authority financed it." Pharaoh asked his director of police, "What about the magicians' corpses?" He said, "My men hung them in public squares and markets to terrify the people. We will spread a rumor that Pharaoh will kill whoever had anything to do with the plot." Then Pharaoh asked the commander of the army, "What does the army say?" He said, "The army hopes that commands will be issued to move in whatever direction Pharaoh desires." Pharaoh said, "The role of the army has not come yet. Its role will come." Pharaoh's men harmed the believers. Pharaoh fell silent. Haman, the prime minister, moved and raised his hand to speak. Pharaoh permitted him, and Haman asked, "Will we leave Moses and his people to corrupt the rest of the people on the earth, so that they leave your worship. Pharaoh said, "You read my thoughts, O Haman. We will kill their sons, rape their women, and conquer them." He issued commands, and Pharaoh's men rushed to slay the sons, rape the women, and imprison whomever objected to these acts. Moses stood watching what was happening. He could not interfere, nor did he have the power to forbid these acts. All he could do was to advise his people to be patient. He ordered them to ask Allah the Almighty for a calamity on the Egyptians. He pointed out to them the model of the Egyptian magicians who endured for Allah's sake without complaint. He helped them to understand that Pharaoh's soldiers behaved on earth as if they were its private owners. Pharaoh's terrorism infused the children of Israel with a spirit of defeat. They complained to Moses, "We, children of Israel, had suffered troubles before you came to us, and since you have come to us," he said, "it may be that your Lord will destroy your enemy and make you successors on the earth, so that he may see how you act." H7, 129 Quran. Korah, his actions and destruction. Moses began to face a difficult situation. He had to confront Pharaoh's anger and his plots, while at the same time he had to deal with the mutiny of his people. In the midst of all this, Korah moved. Korah was one of Moses' people. He was very rich and lived in a magnificent mansion. He wore only the most expensive clothes. Numerous slaves waited on him, and he indulged in every known luxury. His enormous wealth made him arrogant. Korah treated the poor with contempt and told them that their poverty was due to their lack of intelligence. He believed that what he owned was due to his own cleverness and business ability. Moses reminded Korah to pay alms, zakat, on his wealth, a portion of which was rightfully due to the poor. Alms are compulsory upon all the believers. Korah was annoyed by this advice and told Moses that his being wealthy was proof that he was favored by Allah, who approved of his lifestyle and increased his wealth daily. Moses argued with him and warned him of the result of his wicked thoughts. When Korah did calculate the alms due on his wealth, he was shocked at the large amount he had to part with. He not only refused to give alms, but spread a rumor that Moses had invented the law of zakat for his own gain. He even bribed the people to oppose Moses and to spread wicked rumors about him. Allah warned Moses of Korah's plot. Moses appealed to Allah to punish him for his stinginess and for defying his laws. Allah's anger fell on Korah. The earth opened up and swallowed him, his mansion and all his wealth, as if he had never existed. Korah, his actions and destruction as mentioned in a holy Quran. Almighty Allah revealed, "Verily, Korah was of Moses' people, but he behaved arrogantly towards them. And we gave him of the treasures, that of which the keys would have been a burden to a body of strong men. When his people said to him, 'Do not be glad with ungratefulness to Allah's favors. Verily, Allah likes not those who are glad with wealth, which Allah has bestowed on you, the home of the hereafter, and forget nor your portion of legal enjoyment in this world, and do good as Allah has been good to you, and seek not mischief in the land. Verily, Allah likes not the mufsideen, those who commit great crimes and sins, oppressors, tyrants, and mischief makers, corrupts.' He said, 'This has been given to me only because of knowledge I possess.' Did he not know that? Allah had destroyed before him generations, men who were stronger than him in might and greater in the amount of riches they had collected. But the Murimun, criminals, disbelievers, polytheists, sinners, etc., will not be questioned of their sins, because Allah knows them well, so they will be punished without account. So he went forth before his people in his pomp. Those who were desirous of the life of the world said, 'Ah, would that we had the like of what Korah has been given. Verily, he is the owner of a great fortune.' But those who had been given religious knowledge said, 'Woe to you! The reward of Allah in the hereafter is better for those who believe and do righteous good deeds, and this none shall attain except those who are patient in following the truth. So we caused the earth to swallow him and his dwelling place. Then he had no group or party to help him against Allah, nor was he one of those who could save themselves. And those who had desired for a position like his position the day before began to say, "Know you not that it is Allah who enlarges the provision or restricts it to whomsoever he please of his slaves? Had it not been that Allah was gracious to us, he could have caused the earth to swallow us up also. Know you not that the disbelievers will never be successful?" H 28, 76-82 Quran. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. Thank you for your support.